application given by Mr. Kimmer, and the pledge led by Mr. Keith Smith.
Almighty God, we give you thanks and praise for your goodness towards us, our country, our state, and our community. We ask you to be with the mayor and council this evening as they go about the public business. Lead, guide, and direct them in all that they do. Be with our public safety employees and our regular employees as they go about their duties to keep them all safe from harm. These things we ask in Jesus Christ's name. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First on the agenda this evening is discuss engineering services and ALDOT resolution for the airport grants. Mayor?
You've got a couple of resolutions in here that will be required as we move forward with grant applications at the end of this month, 1st of November. As far as engineering services, it's our recommendation to continue with Barge Solutions, who's been doing the work for many years. We did advertise for services. We had 5 very qualified engineering firms that submitted their qualifications. Barge, we did have some issues back in late winter, early spring, but to their credit, they resolved those issues. They changed some personnel around, added some personnel, and I think they've improved their services. So it's our recommendation to continue with them, and then Whitney can handle, I guess, the specifics on the resolutions.
Any questions or discussion?
One thing about this engineering group is they're at every airport board meeting, usually 2 of them, and they're always on top.
Yes.
We both have been making the meetings for a while.
They made the corrections they needed to.
And our airport wouldn't be where it is today had it not. I think if we hadn't had it. Yes. And I appreciate the fact that you recommend.
Yes.
Any other discussion, questions, comments? We'll put this on next week's meeting. Next is discuss Earhart resolution right-of-way agreement for Popeye's development. Mr. Mayor, did I see that this is basically the same type of agreement that we had for the Dollar General?
Yes, sir, it is. Gosh.
That's correct. Same format, same agreement we have with Dollar General to maintain their drainage. ALDOT does not do a private agreement with any contract with any private industry. That's go through the municipality.
These are required because of the new construction on South Rock, which falls under ALDOT. That's the reason we're having to do this.
Any questions or comments? We'll put this on next week. Next is discuss Earhart property abatement case. Mayor, you, Josh.
Well, this has been an ongoing saga as far as trying to get the property owner to take some aggressive action in maintaining this property since I've been in this capacity, and it was on the abatement board's list for a few years prior to. I think you've got here a letter after the zoning board met and discussed it. She was sent registered letter and a regular letter as I guess routine. We get no response from the property owner since she lives out of state. So we're asking Mr. Kinnemer to
And I have made an attempt today. I've been out of town for about a week, and I've made an attempt today to contact the property owner, and was told that they would get back with me this evening. Mr. Kimball, what would be the process?
The next step, unless the property owner in the meanwhile moved mountains, so to speak,
Yeah.
would be for the city to file a declaratory judgment action against the property owner, directing the cleanup of the property and placing a lien for the cost of it on the property itself.
I'm gonna place this on the next work session to revisit this, when I can gather a little more information, if that's okay. Anybody else have any questions or comments?
Is there anyone else taking care of this property other than Paige?
No, the last correspondence was when the fire department, there was an abandoned house as you cross the railroad tracks. When it burned, they did reach out and she agreed to let, I think it was Hollywood, Gene's not here, but I think Hollywood burned it for a training session. And then there was concern about a dead tree that was borderline right away. She did sign off and give us permission to take the tree down. But that was 3 months ago, I guess. But that was,
Okay.
We don't do that at our property, you know.
now, they assisted Hollywood just on some other things, but we reached out and Hollywood wanted to use. They did it on Saturday, I believe.
I have a correspondence here dated July 20th. Is this the first or the last attempted?
It's the
last.
This is the last. When was the original? You know?
It went through the abatement board in 2016. April of 2016.
Anybody else? We'll put that on the next work session to revisit. Next is discuss assistant municipal judge and municipal prosecutor's appointments. We tabled the prosecutors before we appoint the next municipal judge. I think we've never had any parameters around the compensation for the assistant judge. I think that's something that needs to be stated so the applicants will know what exactly they're applying for. We can talk about that in a budget meeting, but anybody have any comments or discussion in regards to this?
Maybe I think I do. It has to do with the present assistant. I went down to just trying to obtain information in regard to the prosecutors and even maybe even the assistant judge, and was told I could have that. I went back the next day to check on it, and the assistant judge had told him not to give it to me. If I had any questions, come and see him. It was just simple information that I wanted from him, and I ended up not getting anything. I didn't see the issue with it. It left that taste in my mouth as far as the assistant judge goes. I think the first bad taste I had in my mouth, so I guess I'll survive it.
Anybody else have anything to add?
In our packet tonight, there's something from Daryl that put in here from September 26th. It's the municipal court annual survey. So, again, I just saw it in the packet.
I believe he asked to also go up on his fees, both hourly and,
Well, I think that's been part of the issue is we've had parameters for the judgeship, but none established for the assistant judge. So I think that we need to do budget, which we're gonna have a budget hearing following this. I think we need to set some parameters for that position.
Tonight,
Yes,
so we need to get
yes,
something going on.
that's top on my list for the budget. Anybody else? Next is, announced downtown redevelopment authority vacancies, Ms. Phillips.
Deborah Lights and James Allen Jr.'s positions on the Downtown Redevelopment Authority expire in October. These are 4-year terms. Anyone interested should apply in writing to the city clerk's office by 4:30 p.m. on Monday, October 15th.
Thank you. Next is announced library board vacancies, Ms. Phillips.
Candace Paradise position on the library board expires October 2018. This is a 4-year term. Anyone interested should apply in writing to the city clerk's office by 4:30 on Monday, October 15th.
And then finally, announcements for museum commission.
The following positions on the museum commission expire October 2018. Daryl Britt, Clyde Broadway, Joyce Kinnemer, Pat Switchenberg, and Rosalie Sarno. These are 5-year terms. Anyone interested should apply in writing to the city clerk's office by 4:30 on Monday, October 15th.
And that concludes our items on the work session. We'll move to delegations. Mr. J.B. Parsons.
Thank you, Mr. President, Mayor, City Council. I appreciate your allowing me to speak to the work session. Again, I want to thank the city for voting having a tourism grant. Thank goodness it will not affect the city budget, and it will affect the request for this grant will affect the revenue that comes into the city based on the attendance at the tournaments that we're requesting grants for. And before you can see 3 different grants. One is called From the Heartland Anglers, coming in this year, November 2nd and 3rd, 2-day tournament on November 2nd and 3rd, 2018, and it is their championship. It's not as big as the elite, but Heartland Anglers do bring a sizable number of anglers. And as you see, you go through the grant process, and I do an estimate of, based on the numbers that they have done in the past at their other championships, and we're expecting a direct expenditures of almost $500,000 from this 2-day tournament. And that will lead to, again, more sales tax and more lodging tax into the city. We're asking from the city a $6,000 from the tourism grant, and again, we always want to show that the chamber is going to have skin in the game, and will provide at least $4,800 from that, and that's comes directly from the contract that they present to us. Any questions on that particular tournament? I'll go to the next one if
You want to go ahead and present the next one, then we'll ask for questions on both.
Yes. Well, actually, there's 3 of them.
They only have copies of 2, JP.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
You told me you were only doing these
Okay.
2.
Thank you. Which is the one in? There's 2.
February the 15th and 16th.
Okay. This is the Titan Owners Tournament. These are the tournament is based on from the owners of Titan boats coming in. It's a 1-day tournament on February 9th and a 1-day tournament on May 5th. I combine those 2 together because they are the same organization and will bring the same approximately the same amount of people, and will be it's part of their team tour.
Mr. Parsons?
Yes.
That's not the one that we have in front of us.
Oh, I'm sorry. Good. I appreciate that.
What we have here is Heartland's Angler's Choice.
Okay.
That was the first one you talked about,
Yeah,
correct?
American Crappie Trail.
And the second one that we have here is the American Crappie Trail.
We have had more tournaments requested this year than we've ever had since I've been in tourism in Jackson County. And I'm glad they're doing it. I'm glad they're recognizing the value and the production of Lake Guntersville. The American Crappie Trail is coming on. It's a 2-day tournament, and this is one of their. I think it's a national qualifier, and it is a national qualifier coming February 15th and 16th. We don't get very many crappie tournaments, but this one is well known. It has a lot of TV coverage on the outdoor channel, on cable channel, and get a lot of city promotion from this particular tournament, and they will have at least approximately 200 or 100 boats coming in with this tournament, and has a lot of interest. At the most, we'll have between 16 and 20 states represented at this tournament, coming from different parts of the nation. When they have sent their version of an economic impact study to me, and I've seen the states that come in, and some of these guys are all the way from the West Coast. But I'm asking the city also for, from the grant fund, from the tourism grant fund, $6,000, and the chamber providing $4,000 on that.
So I have a question.
Yes.
Before I ask, does anybody else have a question?
Do we know how much we got in that grant fund?
I'm not sure. I'm sure Mr. Wheeler can verify that for us, but I'm seeing a date of the event. This first one is being November 2nd, 3rd of this year. Is that correct?
Yes.
So this is an event that you've already contracted for, I'm assuming.
We have signed the contract on that.
So they're coming no matter what.
No matter what.
Okay.
Yes.
But this one is
We have not.
In February.
Yeah, for the most.
So you don't have the contract on this.
We have the contract in hand, but we have not signed it because we don't have the funds. But for the most part, the tournament organizations pressure us to go ahead and commit to the tournament because they have to notify their anglers that this is where we're coming. And so they get their that kind of promotion and publication out at a due time to bring more of the anglers in.
If I may ask, have you talked to Lyle about the February event at Goose Pond?
Not to some extent, I'm aware of it.
I just know that February is when things should be going wide open as far as the boat ramp expansion for the other tournament. I didn't know if it did or did not have an impact on this tournament. You know, that's the problem with Lyle and Kelly, the lady that's overseeing the project. They would, I think, need to be in the loop before we committed to anything. That's just a personal opinion.
Well, if it's on a different weekend, it won't have any effect on the tournament itself.
Well, comes back to the boat ramp and construction.
But this February event is going to be put on the next work session anyway, so we can gather some information on that between now and then. And general practice is for this to be presented in a delegation, allow us to digest it and then be set for a work session. But that'll put your meeting and your vote right up on the date. But I still think that that's what we need to do.
Sure.
So we'll set this also for the next work session.
Sounds good.
JP.
Sounds good.
And we'll have. I'll read over this, so we'll be able to have an intelligent conversation when you come back.
Yeah, I can have some more information from the American Crappie Trail and show some of the benefits of bringing them in for sure.
Thank you. Anybody else?
Is this, the American Crappie Trail, is this the same one that was held in Stevenson last
No.
year?
No, this is totally different. As a matter of fact, I heard from that guy, they're going to still try to bring a tournament here, but
This one's bigger.
Yes.
Okay.
And more prestigious. I'd like to see more profit terminals come in, basically.
That's all I have.
Sometimes Lake Police gets a little bit more promotion than we do, and we have a probably better quality of profit than they do.
Thank you, JP.
Thank you.
We'll move to reports, Mr. Mayor,
I don't have anything.
Mr. Mashler.
Only thing I've got, I had asked Josh 2 or 3 weeks ago about the truck driver, looking at the possibility of Willow Street and Cedar Hill Drive, and he got me that information together. And I'm thinking for that, I've got another 2 places I want to look at. Parks Bridge is one thing, if you can get me some numbers together on that, and just to let people know we're still working on it. You know, and I take all this very serious, you know, because it affects a lot of people. So, with that, that's all I got.
Just want to thank everybody for coming out tonight. Mayor, I had a message today that they were cleaning up over there off of Garden Drive.
They've been working down there, so.
Okay. Is it cleaning out the ditch, or are they cleaning up that, we had the citizens that came in front of us?
They're, whatever we got the easement signed off for, the ditch and the bank.
Okay. Thank you, that's all.
Mr. Smith.
I believe we have a notice outside about our municipal landfill authority board meeting next month. It's out there, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's all I have.
And with that being said, we'll have a solid waste disposal authority meeting immediately following the council meeting next week. That's all I have this evening. Thank everyone for coming out. We stand adjourned until next week.